Hi everyone, Joy here. As you guys know, I have started this podcast to share my entrepreneurial journey with everybody. And I thought, what better way to do that than to share entrepreneurial journeys with other entrepreneurs? And today I have a wonderful lady on the podcast. Her name is Sharfi. I hope I do that right. And she is coming from to us, and she has a short and long term vacation rental that she does in the States. Am I correct with that, in the United
Yep,
States?
yep.
She also has a health coaching business on the side. And what makes us even more special is because she's a busy mom of two kids. So it's very hard to juggle these things. Are you thinking of becoming an entrepreneur, but you're not exactly sure if that is for you? Or you have tried a few times, but you have failed? Or maybe you are currently on your journey, but you're not exactly sure you're taking the right path and if you're doing the right things? Follow along on this podcast where I will be sharing my entrepreneurial journey with you all. I will be sharing my successes, my failures, and also my challenges. The best part is I will also be interviewing fellow entrepreneurs that will be sharing their stories and their successes. This is my podcast, Entrepreneurial Journey, and I am Joy Nicholson. Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. So tell the audience a little bit about you, where you're from, where did you grow up, what's your fun pastime thing, just a little bit about you as a person.
I am originally from India. I spent most of my life in India. I studied electronics and telecommunications engineering, and then I took a job in a company in India which assembled computers for and sold them to government and banking clients. And from then on, I did not find that too much fun assembling electronic components in computers. So then I started working in a software company. Yeah. And there was a software project to be implemented in South Portland, Maine, and my company had applied for my H-1 visa, so that's how I came here. And then I took another project and another, and then ended up staying here. Right now, like I think I worked in the industry, in the software and the electronics industry for about 17 years.
Wow.
Yes, long time. And then after I had kids, when my son was ready to get to kindergarten, like when he was 5 years old, he's 7 now. So 2 years ago, I started my business. Mm-hmm. But everything, it started slowly and then started picking up, and it's getting busier now. But it just all of this started 2 years ago. It has been on the back of my mind, but it became urgent after having kids, because I wanted to be on my own time and be able to spend time with the kids and take them to their activities, so that's why entrepreneurship sounded like a good idea then, and I think it was a good decision.
I must admit, that was my turning point as well, because before kids I was just thinking about the idea, but when my second one was born, I was like, no, this has to happen. So it's amazing how your mindset changes when you have those little people in your life. So you say you've started this journey about 2 years ago. Now, have you had any parents or any family that have been entrepreneurs, or is this something that you just went completely rogue and did on your own?
So my father is an entrepreneur, and he's 75 or something.
Oh,
wow. And he's still working.
Wow.
So but for most of his young life, like when I was little, he had the usual struggles of an entrepreneur. So there was always that entrepreneurs have to struggle. But right now, I mean, his business is amazing. Like, we tell him, like, you should close down your business so you could visit your grandchildren or whatever, but he doesn't want to, because he's like, okay, I will visit my grandchildren for how long, I can but his business is doing great now. So he has a business in India. So that I guess there was an entrepreneur gene in me.
It just took you a while to explore it, huh?
Yep, long time.
What's the very first business that you tried?
So while I was still working, we started with long-term vacation rentals, because not long-term rentals, not like, because this is not in a vacation place, but long-term rentals, we bought some properties and we started renting them out. So that was good to get started with passive income.
Yes.
And that will also help me, okay, if I don't work, we still have this income coming, right? So there was absolutely that security. So we started with that, and I think we had been doing that almost for 7-8 years.
Wow.
By the time I decided I wanted to do this health coaching business. And health coaching, more than the business, it was also for me. After having children, I was dealing with I was not able to lose weight. I was dealing with a lot of back pain, and the doctors kept saying it's a side effect of C-section. And then we ended up finding out like I was diagnosed when I was 39 years old. I was diagnosed with scoliosis, that all of my back pain is because of scoliosis, with a significant curve, which would have warranted surgery in a few years. So all of this was going on, and I'm like, okay, I can't have a spinal surgery with a baby at home, right? Because they want to be held. You have to play with them. I mean, and this is not the age where, when I grew up, my parents would leave me out of the house, let me be, and they wouldn't worry about safety or whatever, because it was just safer times. I mean, right now, even though my older one is 7, I can't just let him go out and play. I mean, I have to be around. I was like, okay, that's not happening. So, I was interested in health and wellness even before that, but then it became a priority. Okay, I need to figure out what I can do to manage this back pain without going through a surgery.
Yes.
So that, that was what, and I actually ended up finding brace, which is still in early scientific research, but there's a doctor who lives 2 hours away in Pennsylvania, and we were able to I was able to go to him, and for last 1 year I'm able to manage my pain with the bracing.
Wow.
And and also I lost about 40 pounds just from eating right. My goal was, I want to lose weight, but don't tell me that you have to take this supplement, because I don't want anything that I would not be able to do long term. I just wanted to do it with, something that I can eat and my kids can eat too. Because, if there is anything extra I have to add on to do it, it won't be done. So there was definitely that. And then, living in America, the other problem was most of the diet plans or anything that I looked at did not have Indian food. And I'm like, okay, I have to eat my curry somehow. So there were all these reasons which I was like, okay, there is a market for it. There is nobody that is catering to Southeast Asian market in India. So that was my primary reason that, even while eating Indian food, you could still lose weight and eat healthy. And I will not ask you to take supplements, because I know it is difficult. When you are single and by yourself, I would see these Instagram influencers, and I would be like, they would have before and after pictures and some shake or some fizzy drink or something. And I'm like, not happening. I can't do that. I mean, I will buy it from you, and I know I will forget to use it. It will be just sitting there somewhere in the corner shelf in the kitchen, and I would just not remember to eat it. So, tell me something, let me find something I could do by myself. And so I was into reading a lot of health books too. And Dr. Sears is a very well-known pediatrician. He practices in California, but he has a program for family and childhood nutrition. So I did that program more for me than at that time I don't think I was thinking about even making a business out of it. But I realized that that message needs to be passed along. I mean, there is a way to eat healthy, and you can eat what your kids will eat, and you can both be healthy. I mean, my kids still fight me for like they want to eat unhealthy food, and I let them be when they want to. But looking at myself, I'm like, even if they're having like a big bag of chips, I don't crave it anymore because I am off it. I mean, like it doesn't like make me happy anymore. So yeah, there was all of that. So that was more of a personal reason than than a business reason when I started doing it.
That's awesome. I love that story. That is really, really cool. And it is, like I said, it's hard to find that something that works for your family. And
Yep. Yep.
yeah, no, definitely. I'm doing the normal keto thing at the moment, which it's everywhere, so it's not hard to. But I don't do the supplements because
Yeah.
I completely understand where you're coming from. Because I did a program about, well, actually about 6, 7 months ago, and I ended up buying the supplements, and I think I had like 12
No.
times, and that was it. It ended up being in the dustbin. It was a lot of money, and I was like, oh, this is such a
They're expensive. Yeah.
it's I completely understand it. I really, really do. So so that was like your first like businessy thing that you came up with, except now from your, your wonderful rental homes. But what was the challenges that you faced in your health business? What was that big challenge? Was there like anything that you really struggled with?
I mean, like running a business is a struggle every day, and being one person juggling so many things, so there is always priorities
Yes.
that you have to, or there is always reprioritization that you have to do. What are you going to do next? So yeah, there. I know that like at the beginning of the year, I will do 3 launches, one for Asian community, one for my American friends, and this and that and whatever. But then something will happen with cabins. And I'm like, okay, this launch is not happening because I need to go to Tennessee to take care of something, So there is always that prioritization. And of course, then there's kids.
Yes.
But more than that, I was definitely understanding the fact that I have to learn sales and marketing
Mm-hmm.
because that is you're not born with you're not born knowing how to do a sales call. You're not born knowing how to build even a website. So I did throw my website and WordPress together, and it was easy for me because I worked in the computer software industry for like all these years.
Yeah.
But a WordPress website does not sell. So which is why like as I was investigating and trying to figure out this thing, that's how I think we connected to by during that one funnel away challenge
Yes.
or click funnels. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I think those were the biggest, like beside prioritization and juggling so many balls at the same time, there's definitely marketing and sales. And I feel like you're the only person that could speak your message. Like I can't outsource what I just told you about my passion about, okay, I want to be in health industry,
Mm.
and I don't want to be able to have to deal with supplements, and I want clients that are okay with okay, I put on this weight after 7 years of eating crappy food, and I don't want it to, like, I can't expect to lose it in 7 days. So there is a message that only I think I can tell, and I'm like, okay, that is why sales and marketing has to be my part. But I have outsourced back office. Like I have an accountant. I just forward her the emails and bills and stuff, and she takes care of logging it. So it makes it really easy for me during tax season. And also like in the short-term vacation rental industry, like in Tennessee, you have to file taxes every month. So it seems like every day is tax season. So, but yeah, so there is some stuff I've outsourced. I think there is more, like there is also customer service aspect to short-term renting. That is my next thing I want to outsource, but I haven't been able to figure out how to do that yet.
Yes.
But I'm trying to figure out processes and stuff. Like I'm just learning as I go.
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out like call scripts and things like that that I can hand over to the person who I am outsourcing it to. Because one of the other things we want to do is add more vacation rentals to that. We have 2 right now, and we definitely want to expand, and it will really help when we expand to have somebody to take care of customer service calls. So there's every day there is new challenges, but then you have to figure them out.
It's great if you can outsource everything that does not actually make you money in your business.
Right,
Focus on
absolutely. I mean, that you said it right, like, if it is not, if it is not related to like sales, marketing, or making money, like that needs to be outsourced.
Yes, exactly. And it makes such a big difference if you don't have to deal with those tedious tasks, because it takes a lot of your time. So what do you do to advertise? Okay, obviously you're using your marketing and so on, but is there any platforms? What do you use to get what are you using to get your services out there?
Yeah, so my ClickFunnels website for the health coaching is not up yet. It's still work in progress. But my vacation, but both my other websites, like my WordPress website for health coaching and my vacation rental website. So I did automate. I bought a software that automatically posts on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn.
Oh, nice.
So
What's that called?
yeah, I know. Like I spend maybe like a 30 to 45 minutes every week or every 2 weeks, and I will schedule the posts, and it has like stock photos and stuff to use for travel industry, to use for health coaching industry. So it really helps because they do have that ready, and I don't have to like struggle with, okay, where do I get picture from? Let me take a picture of the food I cooked, because it just gets crazy if I have to do that. So there is like very little lag time. I mean, it takes excuses out of why you can't post.
Yes.
So yeah, and then I pretty much use the same posts. I also put it on Twitter as well. So I schedule it, and it's really neat. It also has something built in that tells me at what time people are interacting with this kind of post more than the other times. So that is the only, like, the social media marketing is what I'm doing. But I definitely want to do more on the website and blog, and that is also another thing you can't outsource. It has to be your voice, because what I don't want to happen is somebody writes something that does not resonate with
Yes.
what I want to do to convey. So yeah, I haven't done much of blogging or YouTube, but the other social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. So I think, and Twitter. I tried Tumblr a little, but I couldn't. Tumblr and Pinterest, and I couldn't figure it out. So those are some other things that I definitely want to be on. Just because I think that the more eyes, the more people see you and know you, the more it helps.
That's true. And it's so overwhelming because there's so many social, like platforms out there. And are you on LinkedIn for interesting sake?
Yes, I am on LinkedIn. I started advertising my vacation rentals on LinkedIn recently, maybe about a beginning of this year. And I think that really helped, because I was trying to focus on, if there is a coach or a team lead or a small business owner that want to take the team offsite for a small retreat. Because I had a customer who brought her team to one of the cabins, and they really enjoyed it. I mean, they were posting pictures on the Facebook page for the cabin, and they just had a lot of fun. And they also got a lot of work done, because I think it was a work retreat. They spent the week there. So that's why I thought LinkedIn is a great platform for, interacting with people who want to, just do a business offsite, or also, small business owners who want like a location for photo shoot, for product placements and things like that.
Great idea.
So, yeah, I started doing that. I'm actually in talk with a mattress company because they want to be able to, for me to be able to use their mattress, and they could do a lifestyle photo shoot or something. But then also, they can place their advertising material inside the cabins. Like,
Yes,
hey, if you like sleeping on these beds, here's a 50% off coupon code or something.
that's a
So
great
those
idea.
connections. Yep.
Yeah. So tell me, what is the name of this automation tool that you're using?
I am using Promo Republic.
Ah,
Promo, Promo Republic.
ah.
And wait for them to do a deal. I think that, like, if you buy it today, it might be expensive, but just wait for them to do like a Thanksgiving or a Christmas time deal,
Yes.
because you can get like a year-long subscription for the same price of a monthly subscription. So
I'm trying to think what I'm using now. I guess I haven't actually been. I've been very bad with scheduling my posts lately. I just do it on the fly because I'm running out of time these days. But I also use a program that does similar to yours, but yours almost sounds more advanced, which is pretty cool.
I think they're building features. When I started with it, it did not have as many suggestions on what time people are reading what kind of posts. I think they're building it, and I guess everybody gets access to whatever is new. So
Yes,
these days I see that it says on Monday at 2 p.m. post something motivational, and on Friday evening at 7 p.m. post something for like a promotion or a discount or something. So it gives you those prompts, so it makes it really easy for you to, okay, I don't have to think, it has done the thinking for me. I will just post 20% off if you use this code.
that's what I'm thinking. Is I think that is what makes it. So I'm trying to think of what it is that I'm using now. For the life of me, I'm so like I can't remember. But that's the one thing that I would love is like posting at that right
Prompts, right?
prompt. That's
Yeah.
perfect, and you can just schedule it.
Sometimes
So you don't have to worry if it's an odd time.
sometimes I don't even think that I follow the time or whatever, but just the fact that it's prompting me to do something different, and it's just like there is no resistance. It makes it really easy to do.
Yes, definitely. I completely like that. I love that. So, apart from the money, what is the other thing that drives you in your business?
It really, at this point in my life, it is flexibility and being able to schedule my own hours, which is not possible if you're working in a computer software industry. Some projects,
Yeah.
even now, you have to pull all-nighters. I mean, you're at work all night, you're at work all weekend. And sometimes at work doesn't mean physically at work, but you bring your work home. You
Yes.
finish your work, you have to pick your kids, and then you come back home and work. And I'm like, okay, that lifestyle would not cut it.
No.
And then I think I was also at a point where I wasn't growing in the career as well. There is that concept of glass ceiling, and I don't know if it is in my head or if it really exists, but I had hit that ceiling, and I was looking for growth, and the running a business has always been on the back of my mind. And I'm like, maybe if I'm on my own boss, I would be able to, of course, get my own hours, and then uh, I would grow as much as I want it to grow.
Yes.
So there was absolutely those factors, but most importantly, it was being able to spend time with my kids.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. It's such a driving factor, just that flexibility, so you can actually take your kids to the doctor when they're sick, or just
Right.
for your family, because it sucks to have to ask your boss for permission. Oh, hello, how are you doing? And that's the reason why we do what
Yes,
we
yep.
do.
I'm still on call. Do you want to go back and watch your movie?
I want to tell you something. I made a book for you.
Oh, can you bring it to me in 30 minutes, please?
When it dries up.
Okay. Thank you.
Because I painted it.
They made a book for me. I started enough projects downstairs to keep them busy, but they have to see me.
I don't mind.
Sorry about that.
I have a 5 and a 2-year-old of my own. I completely understand.
Yeah.
So we're almost finished anyway. So can you tell me what you're currently working on?
So, if I tell you what I was working on today, you would probably laugh at me, or not. So the fan, the ceiling light it's a fan light in the vacation home, and
Yes.
the light wouldn't turn on. And I sent the electrician, and he's like, okay, I can't figure it out. And if I can't figure it out, it looks like nobody can. So buy me a new fan, and I'll go back in the cabin tomorrow and put it on. Like, he will pick it up from the store if I order it.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to figure out, oh no, I don't even know what fan to buy. And then I sent him something, and he's like, no, your ceilings are like, vaulted and triangle. You need a down rod so the fan blades don't hit the roof and whatever. So I'm like, oh no, this is all new and making me crazy. But that's what I was working on today. I was like, can you bring me your
That's
teen?
fabulous.
Sorry about that.
So one last question. If you have any advice for somebody that wants to start their own business, or thinking of becoming an entrepreneur, what is that one piece of advice that you would give them?
Just do it. I know it will sound cliche, but seriously, do it. Do not think. I mean, I waited for so long, and I don't even know why. But seriously, just do it, because like, and I understand that we did have that flexibility with the long-term vacation rentals that we had started, that okay, we wouldn't be worried about money for a little while.
Yes.
But I am thinking, even if that wasn't there, I would have gone in and just done it.
Yes.
If you have, because out of 7 billion people in the world, not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. And if you want to be, if you have a calling, if you hear something,
Yes.
because if you want to do it, just start. And everything else you will figure out. Like, there is no way on earth I would be able to figure out that fan and light situation I was in, but I think I got it under control. Tomorrow there will be a new fan in the cabin, and I don't even live there. I mean, this is all, I'm doing it on phone, right? And Amazon and whatever. But really, you figure it out, once you are in that situation. And I am not handy at all. Like, I don't even know how to do drill and screwdrivers and fan. I mean, no way. But like I'm saying, once you get started, you will be able to figure it out.
That's true. And that's how my journey starts. You just start, and as you grow with the journey, and you figure it out as you go. That's great advice. Thank you so much for being on this interview with me. I really, really appreciate your time. And I know how busy it can be, especially with 2 little bodies running around. I have that myself, so I understand. So thank you so much. And we will drop links to your, to your websites and things on the bottom, so people can reach out to you as well. And so thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Have a good day. Bye.
You too. Bye.